Today I will be making Kisses peanut butter blossoms, more commonly known as fingerprint cookies. So for this cookie we will be needing Hershey's Kisses, peanut butter, shortening, baking soda, sugar, flour, eggs, vanilla extract, and then some milk. You will also need some measuring cups, teaspoon and tablespoon, and a fork to mix things up. You can also use maybe like a whisk or something, though I'm going to be using a fork. First, first preheat oven to 375. Mom?
It's done.
My mom's going to be helping me for this one. So then beat shortening and peanut butter in a large bowl until well blended. You will put how much? You will put 1/2 cup shortening. Oh, that's very helpful. So 8 tablespoons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you'll need 8 tablespoons equals 1/2 cup. And we need 1/2 cup of shortening. You can use a knife or a butter knife to cut this. So about this much shortening will be used. We will put 3/4 cup of peanut butter. So if you don't have 3/4 cup, what you can then you can use to measure things. You can also use 3 1/4 cups, or 1/4 1/2, or you can also use a large amount of 1/8. I really feel like this should be my mom's video.
Okay.
But I think what is best for the peanut butter is that you should use a mini spatula that can fit into the cup, and it should also be bendable that way it can get all the peanut butter out. So what we are doing is we are scooping the peanut butter in with a spoon and then into the cup, and then we are going to dump Bella. Sorry, that was my dog Bella. She must have heard something. But so what we are doing is we are scooping all the peanut butter into the cup with a spoon, and then what we are going to do is then we are going to dump it out and use the mini spatula to help us get it all out. Now I think this is probably ready for scooping out. As you can see, the peanut butter is very, very sticky. What we'll do is we will mix it. We are going to be a mixer, though you can also either do it by hand or you can also use a mixer like we are. Unless you of some crazy way that I might have forgotten of.
So smooth.
You are going to beat this until it is smooth. What you will do is you will add 1/3 cup of granulated sugar. Is that this? Oh, no. I think that's probably good.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. But you will also need brown sugar, which we forgot to get in the main thing. So just, you should be watching this video ahead before you bake it.
1/3 cup.
1/3. Do we press it down?
Yes.
Okay.
1/3 cup of packed brown sugar, which
Okay.
means that you press it down.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, no.
That's
no.
good. That's good. No, just
This one.
you use a fork. Yeah. Here.
I think I can use a spoon.
That's fine. That's probably good because the stuff that fell in the bowl wouldn't make it.
Yeah. So, if you are very good at pouring, then I will recommend just doing it on your own. But if you're not, then I recommend having like a mom or a parent or something do it. Because as you can see, the sugar went all the way over the top. Now what we will do is we will beat this until it is fluffy. And when it says beat, when I say beat, I mean like mix it.
So see how you see the wrinkles?
Yeah, you want
That's
this?
that's what you want. Yeah.
Okay, so what you want is like the wrinkles. That's an easy way to tell when it is fluffy.
2 tablespoons of milk.
Then what we will do is we will add 2 tablespoons of milk. With this, we really just like, the problem with this is, this is a teaspoon. This thing doesn't work, so.
Yeah, it does.
No, not very well.
That's a you need the whole
The
amount.
tablespoon. Like when it's like this, it
Not
won't
small.
work. See, back here, the milk got back here, and it's not supposed to happen. Okay.
1 teaspoon.
Next thing that you'll need is you will do 1 teaspoon. If you have a broken one like this, just you can, if you fill it up all the way on accident without realizing it, that's good. Like as you can see, it gets back here. So what you will do is you'll just pour in a little bit, because if it fills up all the way, because your thing is broken, which I don't think it will be, but if it is, then you can just pour a little bit and kind of estimate how much 1 teaspoon would be. Extra. Oh no. I
Eggshell?
just saw an eggshell.
I didn't see any go in there.
I saw one in there. Next thing that you will do is stir in a separate bowl. Stir together.
You're gonna want to blend this with the mixer first.
Okay. So what? Before we do do that, we're going to blend this with the mixer. Until it's all mixed up. In a separate bowl, we will be mixing together all the other dry ingredients. Let's see. We don't add salt, but if you want to and you like the way that it tastes, then you can add salt. Half thing is in the dishwasher or peanut buttery. So what we will be doing is we will be doing 4 1/8 cups, but you can also do 2 1/4. That should be 4.
Is that 4?
Yeah, that's 4.
Okay.
Now what we will be doing is we will be adding 1 teaspoon, let's see, 1 teaspoon baking soda. I think that's probably all. With this, it's probably easier just to mix it together with a fork. Because the fork probably won't spray anything around, and it also won't make a big poof of flour. Do we need anything else? Okay, so the next thing that we will do is we will slowly mix together the 2 bowls. What? Okay. For this, you should take out your fork or your spatula if it is in the batter. Today my mom will be pouring this while I mix. I feel like this video should be made by my mom instead of me. She's way better at cooking.
Can I pull the mixer out for a second?
But as you can see, the mixer, when you pull it out, it might have a big clump of batter on it. Then what you will do is you will use your spatula, your fork, whatever you use to stir it that is not the mixer, to get all of that chunk batter out. Then when you're done, if you want to, and if you're a kid, what I usually do is I usually actually lick them because they taste very good, and they usually have a lot of batter on them. I also do that when my mom makes ice cream.
There is raw egg in here, so if you're gonna lick the batter, get your mom or dad's permission.
Yeah. For this part, my mom just decided to coat this in some kind of like wax paper. I think it's parchment paper, so I don't really know. Because just in case it's gonna be kind of like a drop cloth, or I'm gonna put everything down on it while I'm rolling them into balls. Next step that we will be doing is we will be rolling them into balls. Before you do that, you should wash your hands because you are going to be using your hands for this one. Yeah, these balls will be about 1 inch. Around this size, or maybe a little bit smaller. This small, this size, maybe a little bigger. Just depends on how hot you are making it and how much dough you have. And with this part, you should not be trying to totally roll it into perfect shaped balls because this will fall apart very, very easily. Because it's not going to be like as super smooth, it's going to be a little chunky.
Our dogs like peanut butter, and the smell
Yeah.
of peanut butter is rough for them.
Yeah. Our dogs, they don't just like it, they love peanut butter. It's like their favorite treat. Sometimes we use it to give pills to them because one of them won't just eat the pill. It has to be coated in peanut butter. As you can tell, this will probably take a while. So I'm just gonna speed this up. So just so you know, these, like I said earlier, sometimes they will crumble. And what you do when that happens is, like if you're doing this and it falls apart, then you kind of use your fingers, press it in, so that it has more straighter lines, and then you resume doing it. If you don't know how big an inch wide ball will be, then you can ask your parents or just go get a ruler or measuring tape of some sort. I'm putting this on the wax paper because we forgot to take the pans out of the oven, and the pans heated up along with the oven.
You can cook on that.
And also you can cook on this. My mom is going to help me roll these, because if not, it will take a really long time.
One of the things about these cookies is that they're meant to crumble and have like a cracked crust. So the dough is a little bit drier than like a normal chocolate chip or sugar cookie. Similar to what it would be if you did a chocolate crinkle cookie.
I've never made a chocolate crinkle cookie. Mom, what is a chocolate crinkle cookie?
It's kind of like this, but just chocolate.
Oh. If you run out of wax paper or out of space on your pan, then what you will do is you just have to move the wax paper to the side and then just place another sheet or just get another pan. And the dough will be way more crumbly than it is in the beginning. That's because all the little crumbles that came off when you were taking the first bit are at the bottom.
The next step after you roll the balls is to actually roll them in sugar so that they have a sugar coating on the top of them. So a good way to do that is to have a little cup that you can fill with some granulated sugar. A turbinado sugar works really well, but you can use any granulated sugar.
What's the difference between granulated sugar, powdered sugar, brown sugar, and regular sugar?
I don't know specific technicalities. A turbinado sugar is a larger grain, and it has a golden color, golden crystal. Powdered sugar is a very fine grain, so it's like crushed up more than another sugar. Your regular like sugar that you would get at a coffee shop is like in between the two, so it's not as big as a turbinado, but it's smaller than it's bigger than a powdered sugar. So you just kind of roll it around in the cup.
And as you can see, Sometimes while you're rolling around it will fall off, but it doesn't have to be completely coated.
You also don't have to put the sugar on.
No.
I've had them before
It's
where
optional.
they don't. Yeah, right.
It's optional just like the salt. Just like in most instances with salt and cookies, you can actually choose not to put the salt. And unless it's like the salt is the main reason or the main part of the cookie.
Like a pretzel cookie.
Yeah. See, these cookies don't always like to stay together. So if they fall apart or if they crack or crumble, then what you can do is you can just press them back together.
And then
And while they're in the oven, what we will be doing is we will be taking off all the wrappers of all the Hershey Kisses, which might actually take a while. If you have two containers, like me and Mom do, and we're working together, what you can do is at the end, somebody chooses to continue working, and the other one dumps all their sugar inside of the other one's container. You don't have to do this, but I recommend it. That way there's not a whole bunch of extra sugar. After you put them in the oven. So I think that we're probably going to use all of these.
well, the recipe is for one bag, so I suspect that we're using big chunks
Yeah.
of bag.
Yeah, if not all. After this, I'm probably going to be having one of these. What you can do is you can take a big plate, bowl, or a cup and to empty the Hershey's Kisses out onto or into. The Hershey's Kisses will be put in the bowl or the plate to keep it from touching the counter. I recommend taking out the Hershey's Kisses is taking this little Hershey Kisses tab and pulling it back out of the wrapper. Then what you can do is then you can take the wrapper off without having to accidentally scratch the Hershey's Kisses. Do you have any special effective way of getting the Hershey Kisses out of the wrapper?
I don't. I do have a very effective way of eating Hershey Kisses, but that's for a different story. Sadly, when making thumbprint cookies, many Hershey Kisses go missing.
We're gonna cut that out.
Oh, come on. For those of you that are allergic to peanuts or tree nuts, you can also use sun butter or cookie butter as a replacement for the peanut butter in these cookies.
Do one more. I recommend not unwrapping all of the Hershey's Kisses because if you accidentally unwrap too much, you can't rewrap them. And you will either have to end up making more cookies or just eating all of them. Some bursting.
Mm-hmm.
If you have too much sugar, you don't have to do this part, but it's a little tip to help you put it back. You can use one of these, or you can just, if you're really good, then you can just pour it in. But you can use this to pour it back inside there. And that'll be helpful as long as you don't get anything else inside the sugar. Everybody remember, this will be hot, so do not touch the pan unless you have some kind of special gloves on. you will do is you will take the Hershey's Kisses, you'll place them in the middle of the little cookies. And as you can see, the cookies will have flattened out while they were in the oven. So if you remember that they will flatten in the oven.
You want to go quick in this step because if the cookies get cool, then you won't be able to press the Hershey Kiss in. Bella, on your bed.
Just make sure to place all of your Hershey Kisses in on time. Because if you don't, then the cookies will cool and you won't be able to place them in anymore. What you will do is after you put your Hershey Kiss in, you will want to put it on the foil mat. Get ready for foil. Mom, can you please do this? Because I feel like it's going to crumble.
And then enjoy your cookies.
Mm-hmm.